Hello everybody and welcome to another Stellaris video. Today I wanted to go over basic resource planets and everything you need to do to maximize the efficiency of your basic resource production, including what is the ratio between the generator support districts and the actual generator districts themselves that you need. For this video, we're going to be first using this example of a super min-max world to show how just a regular size 18 world can produce a ridiculous 31,000 energy credits when managed correctly. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get started on a more realistic situation to show you guys every building and thing you need to do to maximize the efficiency of these basic resource planets. Here I am in this very basic world where I'm using an empire without any specific civics or origins that specifically boost my basic resource production, and we're going to use this as a good example of to show the efficiency of generator workers. So we're going to be starting here with 900 technicians, which initially only produce 140 energy credits per month, even with the entire tech tree completed. We are on repeatables, but we have not done a single repeatable yet. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's first add an energy grid to see how much this changes. And let's also turn on instant build, just so I can show you guys a better example of exactly what is going on. And you can see we're now up to 155 energy credits, a sizable bonus from the plus 20% output from technicians we get from the energy grid, which is locked behind the energy grid technology, which you also see on screen now, hopefully. And by upgrading this building one more time, we get a plus 2 base output increase to our technicians, which brings us up to over 200 energy credits, which is absolutely fantastic. We can add on another 25% production from adding the generator world designation, bringing us up to 232, and yet another 100 or another 50% efficiency bonus by enabling the capacities subsidies edict, although adding half an upkeep per 100 technicians will slightly reduce these effects. And do keep in mind, right, the percent bonuses stack on top of the flat bonuses, making for the fact we're already up to almost 300 energy credits from these 900 workers. Now let's start to add the star of the show, which are the support zones. The support zones are a relatively overpowered thing added in Stellaris 4.0, which allows you to get a 20% bonus to the production of your technicians for every city district you have, and for each support zone, which means for every city district I build, I add another whopping 40% bonus to the technician output per city I build. This is absolutely insane. Just 2 of them brings us up to 322 energy credits, and by stacking a few of these, which you are definitely able to do, these 900 technicians are now producing 483 energy credits per month. Let's go ahead and add the orbital ring building, which gives another plus 2 base to our technician output, and all of a sudden, just these 900 technicians are making 600 energy credits, or as much as 2 to 3 average Dyson swarms, and an entire fifth of a Dyson sphere. But we can keep going. We only have 3 energy districts. What if we decide to max this out? Before I do that, I want to mention that if you're playing a build that is highly limited in pops, but has has a lot of trade available, or just struggling to produce pops in general, going a lot of support zones per a generator district is generally a good idea. These 1.2 thousand technicians with an insane amount of support zones is producing a very healthy amount of energy credits, over 1,000, or now a third of a Dyson sphere. And you can see how this is going to be very effective as we continue, right? By spamming these generator supports, we can get a ton of production, and when you're short on pops, having more generator supports than actual generator districts is probably recommendable. Of course, the exact situation varies. For example, if you're also playing a build that doesn't produce any trade, adding a trade upkeep to your worker jobs is not nice, as that's going to be another job that you have to fulfill. But since many biological builds start merchant guilds anyway, or with the mercantile tradition tree, usually I find trade to be not an enormous downside to spamming these support zones. Now let's go ahead and start to really maximize this planet. Let's max out the districts. Let's add the Fallen Empire energy building, which just gives 600 technician jobs per level. It's not like it doesn't actually produce a flat amount of energy credits or something. And let's of course add the workplace complex so that we can spam as many districts as we feel is necessary. And you can now see we're up to 2,500 energy credits. Let's completely max out this orbital ring as well, just to show you guys an example of what I find to be quite efficient. So at a 1-to-1 ratio of city districts and generator districts, we get a very, very good amount of energy credits. And this I would say is a sweet spot if you are short on pops, or have a limited supply of pops, but it's not a huge deal. Like you have some to spare, you have, but not too many. Then this is a very, very nice mid ground. 3.5 thousand energy credits from a regular-ish size 17 planet. But what if you just want the maximum amount of energy credits possible? With some experimentation, I have found that the local maxima for the number of generator supports to city districts closes out at around a 2-to-1 ratio, which is kind of what we found earlier. But do keep in mind, if you have more inherent percentage bonuses already, this effect will be diminished and you'll need even more generator districts than support districts. Do keep in mind, this comes at the cost of consuming a lot more pops for a very, very marginal gain. In this example, let me show you guys by converting some of these districts back into support zones, right? How many more pops we could theoretically save and be producing a just tiny fraction less electricity here, or energy. We're producing what? Less than 100 less energy than we were before, and we have more than 1,000 pops as civilians freed up to do other jobs, although we have saved on a little bit of trade. So the real balance is dependent on too many factors in your empire, like the efficiency of your trade and all that kind of good stuff. But this would be a generally recommendable ratio: 1-to-2 if you're missing pops, and or 1-to-2 if you're plentiful on pops, and 1-to-1 if you are short on pops. So with that in mind, now let's kind of just go back to the mini-max version. And there's also one more efficiency modifier we can have, which is Ascension tiers. Right? We're on Generator World, but we can get a much bigger bonus. So let's go ahead and ascend our planet to max and show you guys the result of that. All right, with the planet ascended to max, first of all, we get an extra generator district from completing our tradition trees. I think I probably took expansion in one of them or something like that. And then we're up to 4.2 thousand energy credits now, which is absolutely incredible just from a basic resource planet. And of course, this could be increased further through districts or civics. We could go something like Ascensionists to increase our ascension effects even more. And of course, we are playing a fully unascended empire. Let's show you let me show you guys what you could do back in the other world with a fully ascended empire and just the ridiculousness it can get to. By ascending with commands, this funny, unrealistic build has basically every ascension in the entire game, but most importantly, we have the virtual ascension, which results in some pretty funny levels of efficiency. If we take a look at our menial drone here and the efficiency modifiers affecting it, it is too many to realistically read out. From buildings, from generator world, from district specialization plus 440%. I really wish it summed the entire percentage, or does it? If it does, I don't know where it does, to be honest, but it's definitely like hundreds of percent, if not like 1,000% more efficient than the baseline pop, which is just absolutely hilarious. We can see that the base output is 2,000 and the final output is 30,000. So what is that? That is like 1,400% effective or something like that. Absolute insanity. Of course, most empires will never get to this. This is also Machine World, allowing for much more energy districts. This is like an energy accumulinopolis. But do keep in mind, even on the bio build, a single planet could far exceed even the late game megastructures like the Dyson Sphere. So yeah, manage your basic resource worlds correctly and reap the rewards, as just a single basic resource world dedicated to energy, food, or minerals should be able to supply even an entire empire if done properly. So guys, take that into your own games. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for more Stellaris content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Hello, I also want to quickly add on, everything mentioned for this video works equivalently well for minerals and food respectively, with the slight differences that they are unlocked behind different technologies, which I'll be putting on the screen now. And they have obviously different orbital buildings that increase the efficiency. So just do keep that in mind. Everything you saw here is applicable to all those resources as well. So go ahead, go crazy, and make your worlds as good as possible. Peace out, for real this time.